Hanwha Life, I mean, the Ezreal and Yuumi, there's not a real response to it out of SP, and they're entirely reliant on Gragas somehow giving the alley-oop to the rest of his
Actually, on picks like Galio, I did feel like they were in the advantage here coming into this series, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Well, let's see what Trundle can manage to do. The one weakness that is present on the side of Hanwha Life is the Lee Sin. And so we'll see if the jungle dynamic can end up doing anything.
Is there ever a game where you look at the Lee Sin in a comp and you're like,
nope,
that will actually benefit the team
man.
that picked it? Yeah, I can't really say the same
We're back.
about it myself.
Just a slight pause here.
I mean, this is our first broadcast. Are we ready to jump right back into Forbidden Love?
Do you have...
I don't know if, like, I'm ready for this, right? I needed to prepare myself. Prepare my heart.
Yeah. Forbidden Love Season 2.
We're not immediately cutting to any of the players or anything, so maybe it'll be quick. I don't know.
Well, I, for one, hope that the lights and everything stay off.
Yeah.
My eyes do not want...
No, it's not about that. It sets the mood.
Oh, right,
For
right.
the Forbidden Love.
I really like the red hue from SP's lights, and they sort of, you know, they cast on you in a very nice way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nicholas. So, what do you think about Viper's new hair? The hair color, I think it makes him look more studious. You know?
Okay.
Kind of makes him look like a professor. I don't know why.
All right. I'm not agreeing with you there, but
okay.
I'll give you a 3 for effort.
Thanks.
Out of 5.
3 out of 5, right?
Out of 5. Out of 5. I did carry you right
That's
there.
important.
Yeah. It definitely is. And so, in this draft, I'm actually a little bit surprised that we didn't see anything super weird out of the gate. I would have imagined that both of these teams could have had something like that end up happening, because Hanwha Life was the weird team.
Yeah.
When it came to overall team compositions. But...
yeah. So we're listening to a Aphelios visual bug. Even if he changes his weapon, the range doesn't change. So we're going to have to restart the game. And, yeah, you can see Ixu's not very happy about that. He's like, let me take a quick nap.
Wait, are they restarting from the pan pick? So everything's reset?
I mean, they have to restart the whole game, so I would imagine.
Right. But if it's an Aphelios bug, is Aphelios now suddenly disabled and we redo?
I wouldn't imagine so. I would imagine that we would stay at the same draft.
Okay.
And just restart and hope that the bug doesn't hit again. It's not really a game-breaking bug, but it's very annoying.
Sounds like 200 Years had about 200 inches.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Well, he just, he's old. He doesn't, you know, it's sometimes it's hard for him to see exactly the range on his weapons. So we need to give him some time to wake up. He was taking a little nap after the last game where he was played twice. Last series, that is. He was a little bit tired, so.
Well.
So is Zoe older than that, or?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Do we know how old she is?
Well, Zoe is, Zoe's 200 light years.
Really?
Sure.
She's a long distance then.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Okay. Whatever.
That's her R.
Okay. Well, the lights have turned back on, so you know what that means. Yeah. The mood is now ruined.
Yeah.
For this podcast.
This is absolutely tragic, to be honest.
They should have put us back on camera with the lights off, I think.
Ooh, I wonder what that even... Actually, the camera has a night mode thingy, right? We actually look... You can definitely tell that it's us, even when all the lights are off. The camera captured.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's pretty good.
There's some, you know, remaining light in the studio from the neon lights and the stuff that's circling around us, the sponsors. So it would make sense. There we are.
Perfect.
Very bright now.
It is.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is why I'm only looking
the sun
at you.
came out.
Yeah.
Is this why, like, when the cast begins, sometimes you don't look at the camera, you
Yes.
just like go like this?
Yep.
What about your? Wasn't one eye worse than the other?
My right eye's blind.
I mean, for the light.
No.
Same. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So how you doing?
Making it awkward.
Just, asking about your eyes. So just
Thank you. Yeah, lost sight.
yeah.
Yeah. Now you know why I really hate Lee Sin.
Yeah. That's
This
the
is-
main reason.
yeah.
Because he reminds you of you, or
Is that a ball joke?
what? No. No. As I get older, I've thought about this, right? Because I've also started streaming, and whenever I get like really tilted, people call me Maldez, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just one step away from Baldez, right? Like, we're very close, right? So if I actually begin to lose my hair, and then I, go bald, like let's say I'm casting for 5-10 years more, and then by that time all my hair is gone, are just people just gonna call me Baldez like every single time I cast for anything, like forever? Is that just my fate? Do I need to change my nickname again because
You need
of
to get
this?
a wig.
Like, a wig, yeah.
A wig.
I'll just never be able to fully shave, or even if I don't. I mean, if I'm balding, people are still gonna call you Baldez. Like it's.
There's some really lifelike, the very expensive wigs. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you get it sort of like attached to your head. I don't know if you've seen those videos.
I haven't heard about that, but
Yeah, high-end makeup artists. I don't know what they're actually officially called, but basically you get these things on your head that lets you attach like very high-end wigs that even if like you tug on it and pull, it won't come off.
what is it attached to though?
Something that they put on your skin or your head. I don't know.
What if they pull too hard and it rips the skin off your head? That's
Okay.
very Monka-esque. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like that idea.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I would rather just
Totally
get the what is it? Hair implants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Or
has
transplants?
transplants, yeah.
Yeah.
That has yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
We didn't see
So-
Molly Bear. Ixu lied.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all those players always lie. Like even in the trash talk. I mean, for like when they're going up against a team, going into finals, they're like, oh yeah, of course, he's well known for this.
Here's
for this
something I
pick.
wonder
And he
is
never picks him.
we call the segment trash talk. Is that what it's translated to in Korean? Or does it have a different name? Apparently it's trash talk in Korean too. I
Yeah.
wonder what would happen if the Korean community was shown trash talk from like EU and NA and it was translated.
Translated.
You
Oh,
want to see
man.
what it's really like? Oh man.
The potential.
That's what you want to call
You
it.
guys, you're not quite up to the same level yet. Those guys go hard, and
Yeah.
it's like part of the culture, right? It's part of the
Yeah.
fun. Even Wadid was talking about this on the broadcast. He was like, "I wish they really knew how to trash."
Yeah,
If
yeah,
they,
yeah, yeah.
Like Europe, where everybody kind of gives each other trash. They don't actually, dislike you, or they're trying to really hurt your feelings. It's just, it's part of the fun,
Mhm.
But maybe someday we will get that here in Korea. And now this is 3 games in a row where the blue team has come down here towards this side. Now twice they invaded the blue, but this time Life is waiting.
Well, it does seem like they are not going to be rewarded. And you have to wonder what this stems from. It has to be something in the scrims. This is definitely not a random coin flip. But in a league or region where everyone just fans, doing this might just be considered the highest EV play. In that, well, if we fan out, it's just going to be, 50-50,
Yeah.
regardless. But if we do this, and they fan out, well, there's maybe a small chance that they do come down to bottom, and we just get a free kill.
Oh. The outplay.
Yeah.
Ixu body slamming Cuvée.
And
turns out the the dash from Wukong is a little bit lower cooldown than the body slam.
And Ixu does have Grasp of the Undying on the Gragas here.
Yeah, wants to be able to get on in there and make sure he can get some nice trades up against the Wukong, who's going to be a bit more aggressive. And this is definitely a very Ixu thing to do. I mean, we talked about the flexibility of Gragas for jungle support, but we sometimes would say top, but especially in this case, when it's a player like Ixu who's willing to mix it up, you do have to keep it in mind. But let's take a listen in with the coach. His name is Son Dae-young from Hanwha. He says, during a feedback session, I once told Lehens that was a difficult angle, and he answered back, that angle worked with Viper. So now it's time to prove that. So Lehens basically saying, you know, that would have worked had my, you know, my true sidekick of Viper been there. So I know a lot of people are curious to see how this duo is going to go now on a different team. Can they carry? Very interested.
Well, you know what? Interesting fact for you.
Yeah.
Gragas has the 17th highest base HP in the game at level 18.
What?
That matters for Grasp of the Undying, because I was interested why he had Grasp, and is there maybe any downside to it? As we got a big trade coming in.
If the Q landed.
Whoa!
Well.
Oh, he would have tilted into the next world if that actually happened.
The end of him. Oh, man.
Yeah, he would have rolled the 1.
Flawless is here. He's ready and willing to steal a lot of XP. Thank you very much.
Yep. And I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Lava and Haru did share some EXP themselves, so Ixu doing just fine currently up here in top lane. I really would love to have like a number or something under like Grasp that would let you know how many stacks of it they have at all points.
Yeah.
Cuvée will lose that trade. Seemed like Ixu was actually even surprised what was going on, because he had double Biscuit, so he would get another Grasp proc as well. He would heal up so much, and then with the brush to the left-hand side, he could just dip into it, break all the minion aggro if necessary. It would have been really good.
Yeah. I mean, Cuvée is going for these extended trades with Conqueror, but in that scenario, got to be more careful. And we have seen players, you know, play as if a jungler is there or something like that. So maybe that kind of confusing play had something to do with that. As Cuvée, he's looking to fully push the Sin. He's not quite going to get it, though.
And it's a little bit bizarre. He's letting Cuvée recall.
Ixu?
Oh.
Ixu?
No, dude.
Well, the invade is on here. And Cuvé's just going to let the wave be in such a awkward spot for him. He's got to TP back, get a ward down, and then get to lane. But he is going to lose probably the 3 melee minions there.
The weirdest thing in the world is that the next wave coming in terms of proximity, was actually really good. He had Flawless there. He had one job, which is just to follow Cuvée. Delay the not stop the recall, delay it. And then Cuvée misses the entire next wave, and then the wave's in a really bad spot, and because Flawless is in close proximity, he can't just teleport up. So, just something that literally requires no mechanics did not end up being executed, and a little bit of lost opportunity. However, Ixu, not sure what the size of the minion wave is, but he's up 20 CS right now, and there's no way there's 20 minions in front of Wukong.
Probably about 7. Smart coming in as they're looking to set this up on a Mickey, who will flash away. And he's looking to trade back. He doesn't have much mana, so that's going to be the extent of that. So we get to see the top lane now.
Yeah. Well, 47 to 57 should be the end, assuming that Wukong CS's everything correctly. And you gotta look at this and really think, well, what is the play here for SP?
Yeah.
Because the early game, so far, I mean, they haven't really managed to achieve all that much. Ezreal Yuumi is a ticking time bomb. I was having a conversation with Crownshot, the LEC 80 carry,
Yeah.
about
I've heard
hyper
of them.
carries that exist in the game. Hypers that have no regard for the enemy team.
Yeah.
Yuumi might actually just be one of the best in the
Yes,
entire game.
I'm sorry. I just...
You're having a lot of fun here.
Yeah, he's throwing up the white flag every time he wins a trade. So Yuumi is a hyper carry.
Yuumi is, yeah, she doesn't really care about what team comp she's on or what the enemy team comp is. She'll just carry the game. And she does go to 6 items, so she never slows down. And she's one of the few remaining legitimate hyper carries in League of Legends that isn't conditional. You can argue that Aphelios is conditionally one. If the enemy team comp is very like susceptible and prone to him, then yes, he will just win the game for you. Yuumi, very, very scary. And there's no real answer on the enemy team to deal with Ezreal Yuumi outside of the Gragas cask later. But even then, I mean, it's Viper. You would expect him to reposition with Arcane Shift in time. Also, I want to point out something we didn't talk about earlier. Viper has Ignite on Ezreal. Not Teleport, not Teleport,
Oh.
not Barrier.
Yeah. He's getting aggressive because he has the Yuumi with 2 of those as Lee Sin immediately. How about an extra cask? How about a drink? They say as Haru's going to get out of there. Galio is coming back in. As Ixu is a bit low, Haru's going to get back in there, gets the kick down, but he's going to be the first one to bite the dust as they committed so hard to try to make that play happen, though, afterwards. That's going to be 2 kills as Mickey, he's looking for more, and this time around, it is going to work. So Mickey ultra aggressive to pick up that extra kill, and that's going to be a 3-for-1 in favor of SeolHaeOne Prince.
Yeah, and so that is an exact thing that they needed to have happen right now, where the Zoe gets insane value. They propel themselves up 1,000 gold. They already have the Mountain Drake. And it's very good if they find a lot of success on the top side of the map, because finding out on the bottom doesn't necessarily do anything with the way that the later stage fights would end up going. So we see how this all transpires. Random Rift Herald, just, you know, cuz. And Cube getting into the fight. Galio ultimate comes out, and watch how thick Gragas is here. He just absorbs so much damage. Lets him know good luck, have fun. As Mickey and Flawless eventually able to clean up the remainder.
Yeah, Gragas is quite thick. He already has a Sunfire Cape after picking up that first blood. And we really haven't seen top Gragas in a long time. Jungle Gragases, they usually go AP. Support Gragases don't quite have the same amount of items, but if you're in the top lane, getting solo XP and farm, you're going to have lots of levels, lots of extra gold, and you're going to be feeling really good about how tanky you are, especially for top jungle. As we'll take a look at this bottom lane. Wow. Oh.
Looking like maybe 600 years combined. I'm not sure. As that was quite a big trade. They got everything except for the exhaust out of Lahan's.
Yeah, Hybrid essentially saying, like, if we're just having a straight-up fight, you can't really stand up to the amount of experience that I have. And it was a nice trade back. Viper with the Ignite. Did look very interesting to see that on an 80 carry, but trying to show its ability there.
And everything else is working out really fine. Whoa!
Oh boy, Ixu, he's dead. Just like that. That's a pretty big mistake. He didn't have flash.
A blunder, yeah.
And he was not able to get out of there with body slam because there was just, you know, too many monkeys in his face. So he is just going to get knocked up multiple times underneath the turret and go down, kind of overestimating how tanky he was.
Yeah, and Cube has done a really good job at recovering in this matchup and remaining relevant. That was the entire core item completed Gragas, blundering the laning phase here against just a Tiamat on Wukong, which is a very big gold deficit. And now, going to have his wave in a pretty bad spot. As we go back down into bottom, you can see that Viper and LeHens, they're doing pretty fine in the CS category. And, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Ixu just wanted to do a pretty standard trade right there and then get out, but nice play around by Cuvée. Meanwhile, I mean, okay.
Not the easiest to land that one. But, yeah, I mean, you have to respect the amount of crowd control that Wukong has. It doesn't matter how tanky you are. You can't take 8,000 turret shots. It's just not going to work that way. As it's kind of going to even up that top side as Rift Herald goes down here in the mid lane. Have some of that gold split between the Zoe and the Trundle. As now a play down on the bottom side. He's going to kick Hybrid so they don't get the kill onto Lulu immediately. And now Haru is in an awful spot. Welcome to Aphelios' world. Cuvée trying to get in there, but he doesn't quite have his ultimate ability left. And now Lava is going to bite the dust here too as he's baited into this one. Mickey gets a double kill on the back of it as Ixu throws one into thin air. But it's not going to matter because that's a 3-for-0 in favor of SP.
That was a really clear-cut example.
What is going on here? Cuvé's also going to, you know, feed one back, and that's an ace. It's not going to say it in the game, but it's all 5 members killed in succession. And a massive gold swing just pouring into the pockets of SP.
Yeah, so basically what happened there is Lee Sin failed his echolocation.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, he mistook the Lulu for the Aphelios. You can definitely get them confused. I don't know.
This is a case of
I'm not super sure what page everyone was on. There's clearly just different ideas that were present in the players' minds about what they should have been trying to do there.
Ezreal no flash.
Yep.
A million times screamed.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I think it was Hybrid saying that at least. Could have been Mickey.
I like the... Oh. Well, this is the replay where Cuvée and LeHens went back in and just ended up both dying.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. And okay, as it comes right back in, it looks like SP just in commanding fashion of the game. And even with Viper and LeHens on Yuumi, this deficit is very, very impressive. You're playing a 4 versus 5 now because your jungler is not a champion. And the other problem here is you have a Wukong that is now behind relative to the enemy team comp, so it's very hard for him to engage. Everything falls onto Viper and LeHens here, and they were doing very good in laning phase. They were winning in CS.
Yeah.
They were completely fine. And all that needed to happen for Hanwha Life is just to go even everywhere, but for some reason Hanwha Life kept wanting to try to force the agenda, and it's a very unfortunate situation here. So Not sure if they're going to be able to claw their way back into it. Even when that Ocean Dragon comes up in 2.5 minutes, their items are not going to yet be prepared to fight that. And with the innate tankiness on the side of SP, it's just meaning that we're going to get a very early soul point, and that'll be the first time again that Hanwha Life can try to fight back. But there is such an immense amount of burden on Viper's shoulders to carry this.
I'm not sure that he's going to be able to. I mean, he's going to pick up his first 2 items here. And, you know, it's a bit defensive with the Iceborne Gauntlet. We'll have to see how much damage he's going to be able to shell out in the mid-game compared to what the enemy team has. I mean, 4-0-4 Zoe. 1-0-4. A guy who's been part of 5 kills already. For the Aphelios. Morello's a huge, massive item spike here for Zoe.
The Morello's interesting because Yuumi has non-active healing, and so that's where Morello's is sort of nice to have. Non-active being defined as Yuumi doesn't have to interact with you to heal, whereas a champion like maybe Aatrox has to be hitting you in order to heal. So there is that part. But obviously, I mean, with the 1,400 gold, Mickey should have just picked up Mage Eyes. I mean, he has 10 Darksteel stacks.
Yeah.
So
no reason not to.
You can, right, you just pick up Mage Eyes, you get the movement speed passive, you get all the AP, and you already know that at the 3rd dragon, it should be impossible for Hanwha Life to contest you unless you're inting.
Take a look at this. They're going for the deep dive here on a... What? Okay. Viper just going to throw one into the wind. It doesn't end up mattering as they do pick up the kill anyway. Maybe just trying to flex on him a little bit there. We did see the Rift Herald. Second one here surely goes down to the side of SP. So they do get something in a trade, I suppose, with 3 members in the bottom side. The turret also goes down. We do have that Ocean Drain coming up here in 20 seconds.
SP are going to move over to it. Ixu has teleport available, so even though he did just die, it should be very, very hard for Hanwha Life to realistically think that they can take this. Yuumi also out of mana completely. You can see that. And Mickey even gets an exhaust. Cube doesn't have his Trinity Force complete, and so this is just the 3rd dragon given over. And so this is what I was talking about when, if Mickey was really reading the game state, there's no reason for the Grievous Wounds because you're not going to be fighting the opponents. But also, the Grievous Wounds this early, yes, it's good against Yuumi because she has non-active healing. The heals aren't super strong yet. So in the later stages, they will be more meaningful, especially as more items come in on Hanwha Life, but he could have maximized value by getting the Mage Eyes in the event that he would participate in random side lane kills or random pickoffs with his bubble. He gets even more acceleration. And as it stands, now we're just going to go into a 5-minute lull state.
Nice.
Perfect.
Got a lot of time to break things down, as there wasn't too much to break down here. It was just Ixu overestimating once again his ability to survive against multiple members under the turret. He didn't think they could dive, but they could, especially because the turret was so low. So easy kill there given over to the side of Hanwha Life, but they're still pretty far behind here. Down about 3,000 gold, and most importantly, they're down 3 Drakes with Ocean Soul Point coming up next for SeolHaeOne Prince. So not going to be easy for them to get in there and make sure they fight, although they did pick up Trinity Force for the Wukong. So maybe that can help out a bit when it does come to that next fight.
And, well, Viper and Lehens just sort of trying to hang on. Iceborne Gauntlet was the pickup on Ezreal. I'm very doubtful that we'll see Leandri's, as it is Korea, as the 3rd or 4th item. It looks like he's going to go into Death Dance first, get that tankiness, get all that healing. But when you look at the enemy team composition, they're not really incentivized to get any magic resistance. And so the burn and the madness procs, super, super effective, especially because Ezreal's build up to the fights is just poking with Yuumi. Nothing to do with attack speed or anything of that nature.
Or even survivability when it comes to
the HP helps on the burst too. Yeah, the death stance as well. So Mickey has a redemption right now. 3 minutes until the Ocean Dragon is going to end up coming up. 3,000 gold advantage here for SP, and the real problem is SeolHaeOne are still ways away from being able to single-handedly take over the game.
They don't really have much time either. It's 3 minutes away. They're just gonna farm away here in the mid lane. Just gonna clear out waves and sit back and farm it out. It's really the name of the game. The blue buff, it looks like they're gonna give that over to Ezreal. Not a bad idea. Double buff Ezreal level 12 with 2.5 items. He's backing now. I don't know if he has the full death stance. No, he doesn't, but he can pick up Aegis. And
so
hope that helps him.
Probably means that he's still about 4 minutes away, which is very unfortunate because that means Soul Point Dragon will spawn before then. And with that in mind, I mean, things are gonna be really rough. Hard to imagine what they're gonna be able to do. And SP, they're playing very calm and collected here, controlling all the vision around the Baron side area. 1.5 minutes remaining.
Oh. Sniper, by the way, from an entire screen away. Hybrid says hello. Hybrid's got to be careful. I mean, he has a Lulu, but he can't just, you know, straight walk into the jungle. As they did spot Cubed there. Taking a little bit of extra damage was Zoe. And, you know, there's not really much to talk about now because it really is just about that next Ocean Drake fight, which we have highlighted. That is the one thing we're going to be looking towards. Hybrid steals the big chicken.
And 1 minute is remaining. Galio trying really hard to get to his next item. Ezreal probably... I felt it. I felt it for him, actually.
Pain, yeah.
I really did. I really did.
He tried so hard to get it. He waited on his auto attacks and stuff. He's like, no, let me... Okay. Oh. Justice Punch doesn't do that much damage. And we were talking about Morellis. We also have Executioners on the Aphelios. So there's a lot of focus on cutting down the healing that Yuumi can provide.
20 seconds, and this is the song and a dance. It's gonna be about Zoe trying to control everything with her bubbles and the paddle stars. Taking a look at the live damage meter.
Yeah, the damage charts.
Yeah, pretty poggers.
I like it.
Yeah. And I'm very surprised that one of them didn't just start the dragon. I'm actually, like, if Flawless was just doing it right now, getting it, you know, a couple thousand HP down, and then, well, that's a true... Yumi's very low on mana.
The fight didn't even start in Aphelios.
Oh,
it's already on fire.
Oh, okay. This is the decision here to just give it. Oh, all right. Okay. So in game number 2,
yeah,
Hanwha Life's gonna want to make sure.
Tell us about game number 2.
Yeah, let's talk about game number 2. As I think they found a way to lose with SeolHaeOne here.
I mean, they're pretty far away from any kind of. I mean, they have Executioners here on Wukong, but
I just don't even. I don't know what goes through their minds there where they're like, you know what, I think it's the better EV decision here to take a team fight post-Ocean Soul rather than just seeing if we can win here. A 20%, or let's say it's lower than 20%, a 10% pre-Ocean is better than the 1% post-Ocean. That's just how it is. Doesn't matter that the coin is not favorable to you, doesn't matter that the odds are stacked against you. You have to do it then. rather than later, because they're never winning a fight.
Yeah, that is what we've seen many, many times. And I don't know the exact stat for, you know, if we had a stats team, I'd call in and be like, what's the win rate for teams that pick up Ocean Soul? It's probably like 95%.
We actually saw, we saw, I believe, an Ocean Soul lose in LCS last week. That was impressive.
That impressive is the right word. I'll give you that. You know,
it's a matter of perspective.
What exactly that means is up for your guys' interpretation. And yeah, I mean, it happens so infrequently that every team should be trying to avoid it at all costs. So, but again, it's, you know, it happens. We kind of have to get over it and see what Hanwha Life can do from here, because their poke from the Ezreal is going to be a lot less effective. They're just going to have to go for full-on engages where they try to burst someone down.
What? He literally sees them all.
Yeah, good question. True Shot Barrage. We've seen some questionable uses of that here in this first game. Nixu, he's got to be careful. They're just going to try to knock him up and get the kill from downtown. He has to flash to get away, as a little bit of help from our friend Galio is going to try to keep him alive. The flash definitely more important here.
And, well, Flawless ends up getting the Scuttle Crab. I wonder if they're going to give this to Ezreal or... Okay, they're just going to go over to Ezreal.
It's all about feeding Viper right now. You can see they're giving all the farm to him. As finally, a True Shot Barrage actually works out. It hits 4 of them and spots this, but they're just going to have to give it away, considering going into the fight now, but there's a turret blocking their way, and now they will just disengage after the Gravitum comes in. So that's another objective given over to SeolHaeOne. We're going to have to see what Hanwha Life can do. They're going to burst down a turret, but there's not really much else on the map that they have the ability to take down. So upcoming big Baron power play is expected here for SP.
Yeah. And this is going to be really something else, as I can't imagine a world where Hanwha Life is able to resist this Baron power play. It could just be the end of the game, depending on how they want to play it. They could just all charge up mid lane and probably kill them, because the wave clear on the side of Hanwha Life is just not there. Galio, Gust of Wind, not really going to be enough. As Mickey rotating up to top lane. Okay, and SP are super careful with how they're playing.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, they could probably just push down mid and go for it. They have really nice siege potential with the Zoe especially, and because of how fed she is. By the way, Mickey does not like Medais. He says, before I buy that, let's buy a death cap. And I suppose in this case, results-oriented entirely, because he hasn't gotten any kills or assists.
True.
It turns out to be the better choice, I suppose. But it, you know, totally results-based there. Not talking about what he should have done. And they're just going to go for a 4-1 split. Send Ixu, the tanky boy, into mid lane. Galio's Gust of Wind feels exactly like just that, a gust of wind that you barely feel.
And that's a bubble landing. Flawless did lose a lot of life.
Look at the Ocean Soul. Just look at Flawless itself.
It's going to go right back up soon.
Just watch. You get a Warmogs, and you get a Warmogs. We do have the Elder coming up in 40 seconds.
Yeah, the Elder. All right, so when we mentioned the less than 5% chance that Hanwha Life would ever win post-Soul, the only Doctor Strange foresight here that maybe Hanwha Life was trying to do is like, we have to give them the Soul so that we can get the Elder. And then they win through the Elder. If they could end up getting a steal onto the Elder Dragon, taking a team fight, acing SP, having a close minion wave in close proximity to where the fight finishes, and then have 4 members plus remaining so that they can run up the lane and end the game, I mean, why yes, of course.
All calculated.
Yeah, give me the wine.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult for them to get on into this one, but Haru is in a pretty cute spot here, as he is going to spot Hybrid. And we'll have to see what he can do. Will he go for a pick? Will he try to go for the steal? He's spotted. He's spotted now. And he's going to get over the wall. He uses the flash to get the Zoe, but the Elder will go the way of SP. But that's 2 members already down. But again, it's not Hybrid down. So I think they'll, yeah.
Whoa, okay. Not sure how many years.
Oh, man. I was saying it, but I didn't expect that to happen.
Oh,
okay.
all right. Wow.
That's a scary champion.
Yeah, I do believe that he just got Infinity Gauntlet snap right out of right out of existence.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, they're going back now, but they've already lost their turret. It's a lot of chakrams being used here. And Hybrid, yeah, he's just gonna take that. He's totally fine. So the inhibitor will go down with the Elder Drake available here for SP. They're feeling quite nice. And it was, you know, you were talking about that 1%, as Cask at this point is basically just disruption for tank Gragas. But yeah, they were trying to pull off the 1% basically. They were trying to get that weird angle, the crazy pick, and they did onto Zoe. But yeah. I think if you don't get a Aphelios, you're still not winning.
And well, it's gonna be pretty hard to get onto Aphelios. Now, this is actually worrisome though for SP. Now take a look at Haru repositioning the kick via the flash. Galio ultimate goes in, and Lava thinking that he's not long for this world. Take a look at this. Yeah. Life form
it's like 1,500 damage or more in one auto. Feels good, man. As they're gonna chase down Haru now. See if they can actually get him here. They're still chasing. Not quite gonna work out.
And this game is going on way longer than I ever would have anticipated. And it's actually getting to a point where, I mean, Ezreal, Yumi is stuck just buying control wards, though. She has been on
that. Nice Cask.
Yep.
That's a great Cask. Kube, he thought they were going in, but it was actually the opposite. The enemy was going in on them. As there's the jungler gone, should be free Baron to the side of SeolHaeOne as teleport to the bottom lane. Okay, smoke and mirrors. That's one way to try to come back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Lava's trying to just create an area where they can maybe try to Hail Mary a win. That's the only thing that is possible here. And what Viper and Lehens are doing is they're trying to attack Baron indirectly by removing all of the available minions from the map. But it looks like Ixu and friends are just gonna actually run up top lane and say, you know what, we can actually we'll just use this lane. And we already have your mid lane. So bot lane is there. The problem is that they don't have a teleport. So even if they win this team fight by some miracle, it's not gonna be possible for them to end the game. Ooh. So, okay, Cube.
Yeah.
That's a lot of, yeah, that's scary.
Keep in mind, they still have Aphelios in the back, who, I say in the back, but he's actually towards the front. He's got a pocket Lulu, and there's Zoe's Ultra Fed, so they're gonna push into mid and top with the Baron. Put down a couple of, oh, okay, well, Lee Sin's gonna die again. To the Zoe, not even the Aphelios. In goes the Galio, and there he goes, and down will go Kive as well. That's going to be the double kill, and yeah, yeah, Viper will stay alive, but that's about all they get from this one. All the focus onto him. Didn't do Hanwha life great here, as that's going to be the end of the game. SeolHaeOne Prince will pick up game number 1. And they're only one away from taking the whole series. Mickey popping off on his Zoe in his first game coming back to the LCK.
And
I think they did not exactly play to their potential here in game number 1, that is for sure. So they're going to have to go back into the coaching room and into the drawing board. I mean, of course, Ezreal did insane amounts of damage. There's no real secret that they were playing around Ezreal, around Viper even as a player. But it's just not enough when you're feeding kills in the top side. You remember it's a 3-for-1, and then Haru went to the bot side, he kicks the wrong guy. And it kind of reminded me of one of those things where it's like, just get the easy kill. Stop trying to get the double kill. Just kill the Lulu.
He could.
You know?
Well, the Lulu flash to reposition, in the weird thing is that Aphelios is 100% dead if they just go for him. And so that's what is also weird. But also, I mean, if he wanted to get onto the Lulu, the way that he approached it wasn't super ideal. Because Lulu can get out away from Lee. But Aphelios was doomed every day of the week if Lahens and Viper just go on him.
Yeah. With
the final chapter.
That's another question, you know. Yeah. They were definitely split, the two parts, the jungle and the bottom lane. So we'll have to see what they can do after this quick break, guys, when we go to game number 2.